Well, we're still talking about hockey. Oh, hey,
Damn
how's it going? Did you see that ludicrous display last night? This week, Google got thousands of right-to-be-forgotten requests from Europe. Did they, A, hire a team of humans to weigh the pros and cons of removing particular search results, or B, just start removing crap from search engines, 1960s Soviet styles? The answer won't surprise you. Also, why young people don't care about cars and why it's incredibly important to make sure your laptop is charged before you head to the airport. We're talking about everything you need to plan your summer if part of your summer is listening to guys talk about tech. Because my name's Justin Pott and I'm in Boulder, Colorado, and you're listening to Technophilia. Keep doing that. With me today from the UK, as always, is Mr. James Bruce. How's it going?
It's going good. Are we planning a summer party then? I'll have some of that. Let's have a summer party.
Summer party? Yeah, come to Boulder. We'll have a good time. Get over here,
Oh,
James.
it's Boulder. I can't go to America.
Why can't you go to America? Did they remove
getting on an airplane? I don't do that.
You used to and did you hitchhike? Oh no, I'm
come visit me, James.
You can come visit me by all means. My house is always open.
But
I'm just not getting on a goddamn airplane.
So you're just never visiting your family in China ever again?
Not unless someone knocks me out. I'll be like P.A. Baracus. You'll have to drug me and put me on.
Done with air travel. Also with me from Connecticut. You heard his voice before. You know what he's going to say before he says it because he's Dave LeClaire. How's it going, Dave?
Wait, how do they know what I'm going to say before I say it? I don't know what I'm going to say before I say it.
No, they do. There's this basic pattern recognition. I could make an algorithm to replace you in like a week, James.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, we could totally do that. It just wouldn't have your charm.
Yeah, that's what I'm known for, is my charm.
Charm, yeah, your charm.
Could we give him a female body, though? I feel like we have a minority quota to fill here.
How about we just give him a female voice and leave the body exactly as is?
I'm not sure which would be more disturbing.
Hi, guys, it's me, Dave.
Not like a good.
Tell you about the latest in the technology of the world.
That wasn't good at all. That wasn't good at all. You just insulted every woman on the world.
I just insulted people with high-pitched voices, regardless of gender.
That's true.
My insults are not gender-specific.
Oh. No one can follow that.
I don't discriminate. I just insult everybody equally.
Let's hop right into this. Let's say the majority of people in America started demanding the right to float 2 feet above the ground. After all, wouldn't it be great if we could all just move around without having to move our stupid legs? We could add an amendment to the Constitution saying we all have the right to float. Then we'd all float, right? That's how that works, James?
What?
In related news, this month Europe's Right to be Forgotten kicked in, bringing more attention to articles about Merrill Lynch than I ever thought possible. Seriously. It seems the BBC got a letter from Google explaining that a 2007 blog post about Stan O'Neill, who presided over the collapse of a major financial institution, had to be removed from certain European search results because a user asked them to. That's the law. Now, for a while, the internet lost its collective shit, thinking O'Neill himself made the request, which would have been crazy, so of course it's not true. Who submitted the request? We don't know. According to Robert Peston, who wrote the article in question, searches for Stan O'Neill still bring up the article, meaning it's not him who wanted to be forgotten. The current theory is someone who made a comment on the site back in 2007 made the request, and the article is only blocked if you search for that person's name. Which is crazy when you think about it. The internet being a series of comments, it's only a matter of time until every blog post, article, and YouTube video on the internet is blocked when you search for some name or another in Europe. But I'm getting ahead of myself. What is the right to be forgotten? A recent European Court of Justice decision means European citizens have the right to request Google delete information about them from search results, if that information is, and I quote here, inadequate, irrelevant, or excessive. This vague a direction is almost certainly going to result in more requests than Google can handle. They've gotten 250,000 within a week, I think. And if the slap-happy way that company kicks people out of AdSense is any indication, articles are just going to be removed from search results automatically. It's worth noting, however, that articles are only removed from European versions of Google. Run a search on google.com and you'll find the articles, even if you're in Europe. And Google even goes so far as to leave a note on European search results explaining certain links have been removed in order to comply with the law. It's not practical to expect everything or anything to be forgotten on the internet. The internet's essence is memory. It's basically a network connecting millions of hard drives. And if there's one thing the internet has proven time and time again, it's that any attempt to divert attention from something will only give it more attention. Like I said, Google leaves a note in European search results when something is removed. It won't take long for someone to make an algorithm that automatically scans for such notes and automatically compares European search results to those found at google.com. This site could theoretically then figure out which sites are being removed from searches for which names and publish those sites to somewhere else. Now that would show up in search results, and I don't think that would be considered excessive information. So these posts would create way more interest than the initial results left in place. I'd be shocked if no one's working on this right now. Someone probably is, and now that I've said it, someone else is. But I have a right to float 2 feet off the ground. Can you deny me my right? Yes, because regardless of what legal concepts you come up with, the laws of nature cannot be reversed. Gravity will always pull us to the ground, and the internet's dislike of censorship will always make trying to remove something from it the quickest way to make it famous. James?
Quick question. Yeah. Why would anyone use like a country-specific Google, like google.co.uk? It always unnerves me when that happens. Like it detects my location or something, and I'm like, wait, I don't want some stupid UK-specific results. I want the actual results, right? Are you saying they only block if I use google.co.uk? Well, that doesn't sound right.
So you just use google.com? Yeah. Well, why would they block it in google.com? That's the American version of the site that's hosted in America. They don't have the right to block
I thought it was like, it doesn't matter where it's hosted, as long as it's... Oh yeah, you're right though, it doesn't block it. Well, I mean, that's just...
block it on google.com.
Why would anyone use those?
It's completely pointless to be removing it. Now, I could see if you live in, say, Germany, you'd probably use the German version of the site because, you know, the American one's in English, and you want it to be in German, you know? So I could see...
okay, yeah.
I could see that. But you're right, if you're in the UK, why not just use google.com? I never... When I lived in Canada, it would default to google.ca, and I didn't care because all I could tell was that the Google Doodles were sometimes Canada Day related. You know, that was like really the only difference. It was the same otherwise. You know, now, maybe that's why people use it. I don't know. It just defaults to it, and you have to like do some work to change it. But like I said, all you have to do is type google.com, and there you are. You've got the real results.
I think in theory this is obviously a good thing. I mean, just applying a blanket policy of you must delete anything a user requests is stupid though. Like criminal records for certain convictions should obviously remain public information for a long time. That's
this is part of it. This is part of that. The idea is once you've done your jail time, there shouldn't be a record of that publicly available anymore.
Well, no, there should be if it's like there is a statute. What is it called? Not a statute of limitations. The thing where something goes away after a certain time. Like if you stole something when you were a teenager, who gives a crap, right?
It's wiped from your memory. So if someone runs a background check on you, it doesn't pop up there. But it's the internet, right? So if you stole, I don't know, the head of the statue in your town, and the newspaper in town decided to do a big story about you removing the head from the statue, of course that's still going to be in the newspaper's website 20 years from now. That stuff doesn't go away anymore. You know, before the internet, that would have been in a filing cabinet in the newspaper, and if someone really wanted to, they could go there and find it. Now
I would say that should also be forgotten. That's the kind of thing that should have a right to be forgotten.
So here's the question, though. Okay, the Spain case. I don't know the specifics of it here, but a guy wanted a record of a house he tried to sell. I believe you can correct me if I'm wrong here, chat room. What? He wanted it removed from newspaper records, and he wanted it removed from Google. Now the court never told the newspaper it needed to be removed, but they did tell Google they had to remove it from search results for his name. Now, of course, I wouldn't have a problem with this, right? Because anyone searching for Justin Pot is still getting Justin Bieber smoking pot results, so I'm protected from that way. So my advice to the people of Europe, if you actually want to be forgotten, is to get a Twitter celebrity to partake in a drug named after your last name, and problem solved. No one will find you on the internet ever again. Is that practical?
Totally practical.
Totally.
Go for it.
I mean, if there's something like say revenge porn of you or something, and it's got your name, then I would say obviously you have a right to get that removed, and there should be a law to protect that. But
and you know
look at the individually and say, no, that's stupid. Why are you asking for a comment you made to be removed?
Well, they're not asking. You see, sometimes people email make use of, and they're like, hey, I made this comment back in the day. I'd like it deleted, and you know what? I do it. That's
Yeah, I
fine.
do it too.
That's fine. I don't care about that, right? But they're not.
Depends what they said, though, right? If they were some venomous little shit, I won't delete it. If it was just some dumb off the cuff comment, then I'll be like, whatever. But if they're like an Android user or something, no way.
Yeah. But if they're like an Android user who's just saying, "Why would you own an Apple?" That's stupid. Just this morning.
Yeah, I'm
People
leaving
do
that there.
Just this morning, I saw someone respond to someone I follow on Twitter saying, "Why should I take your opinion seriously? You use a Mac." Who are these people? What? Why? Why does that matter at all? If you want to use a Windows 95 to post to Twitter, I don't care. Do it. Like, it's not any concern of mine. I don't think I should judge you. But he wasn't using Windows 95. He was just using Twitter for Macs. So someone thought it was worth, well, you don't know anything about saving money because you use a Mac. And if you cared about saving money, you'd, buy a cheap PC or a Chromebook because that's what smart people do. Come on, guys. You don't get to make decisions for other people. Come on.
And they'd be wrong anyway.
Never mind. Never mind. Resale value comes into that, as does a lot of other things. But, Dave.
Yo.
I'm assuming you've got a bit of a shady past. There's
a couple
gotta be
videos out there.
We could dig up on you. No, so I'm just wondering, like, is it practical to expect Google to be the person who can remove stuff? Now, there's no such ruling saying Bing has to do this. And Bing's 5 European users are just getting access to whatever information they want. So
I believe there is a rule that says that. Doesn't it apply to all companies?
It wasn't a law. It was a court case, completely different. So it's a ruling that ended up forcing.
It's an EU directive now. It's not. It's
really?
It's a law basically.
Okay. So which search engines are you going to make do it? Does DuckDuckGo even have a European version? I don't know. I don't think that would be direct. So it's not like you can't remove information from the internet. That's what I'm trying to argue here. The internet's essence is retaining information. So I don't think it matters what principles you put here. I just don't think it's a possible thing to do. Now, this might benefit some people. The revenge porn example is a completely unrelated example, in my opinion, because we do have rules about that here, and it's, yeah. But yeah, right for be forgotten, as Kashi's pointing out in the chat room right now, will always be misused, and I think that's the case. If the European Union said, here's $1 billion for you to fund a team of people to investigate all of these different cases, then maybe that would be good. But Google's not going to hire a team to review every single submission and make sure that it's actually a legitimate request. So I think, yeah, this is what you created, Europe.
In fairness, they have a team of people putting internet onto balloons. I don't think this can be.
Yeah, that's not.
I can probably spare a few.
Maybe they could spare a few people to do that. Hey, is the internet balloon thing still going?
Yes, I think it's more serious than ever.
I don't know. It's just an interesting example, this EU ruling, because we keep creating laws and institutions that create separate internets for separate regions, right? So Netflix is different in Holland than it is in, say, the US. And people who are savvy can route around this and look for it. And if it's not even that hard to see the American search results if you want to. Again, you just have to type google.com. But they're creating the default internet experience being slightly different. And is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? In general, James, what do you think?
I was just going to say we do need a new internet that was meshed together around the world. But then I remember we have Tor, and that's exactly what that is. So I guess we've done that already. What was the question?
Sorry. If you don't remember the question, just make up some new shit. We're not that formal. I'm not going to
No, I wanted to answer it. I was thinking about a new internet and how we should totally make one, and then I just figured, well, we've done it already. We should use that.
A droopy poo, I'm assuming it's Dave Parak in the chat room, says make use of won't be affected because original sites don't have to remove anything, just the search engines. Now, we haven't gotten such a letter yet, but I'm assuming at some point someone wants their comments removed from the site, and rather than get in touch with us, they're going to email Google and request to be removed from search results. And then we'll get an email from Google. This is what happened with the other media publications, just informing us unilaterally, with no course of action we can take, just saying, hey, you will no longer show up for certain search results, this article. That's what's going to happen, and I think that will happen. Now, how much traffic are we getting from people searching people's names? Probably not much. It's probably irrelevant to our bottom line, but it will affect us in that one way. Yeah.
I'm going to check on who it applies to. But you guys can carry on.
Oh,
He's saying we won't be affected.
Do you have a car, Dave?
Yes.
How much time do you spend thinking about your car?
5 seconds a day.
And that's like when you start it up and then you're done?
Yep. But I
So
don't drive it every day, so.
there's an interesting Bob Lefsetz does a daily, I think, email blast. And it's really popular in the music industry. It's really influential in the music industry. And in his most recent one, it's completely unrelated to music. I don't know why, but he just talks about how kids don't care about cars. And he makes the point in it that in the 90s, right, you really needed to understand how the computer worked to get the most out of it. And now you don't. And there was a time also when you really needed to understand how a car worked to get the most out of it. But now you don't. They're really easy to use. It doesn't matter if you understand what the brake is physically doing when you press it down. Your car stops. That's the effect.
Magic.
Kids don't really care about cars. Wow, Google, the redirecting is friggin' slow today. Anyway, kids don't care about cars, and they don't like being in cars because that's time that they're spending not on their smartphone, just driving. And this is going to be a big reason why the self-driving car takes over. Did you see this? I mean, you're a pretty plugged in dude. I bet you're annoyed that you're not connected when you're driving, Dave.
Wait, are you implying that people aren't constantly using their phone while they're driving? Because when I look around when I'm driving, it seems like everybody's using their phone while they're driving. So
Yeah,
I
you
don't
have
think
to
the
use.
whole driving is disconnecting anybody. It's just making them unsafe while they're connected.
Yeah, so if the car were driving itself, it would be a lot safer. I think you have to look at the road a certain amount, or there'd be way more crashes than there are, wouldn't there? But yeah, I do see a lot of people looking at their phone constantly while they're driving, and it pisses me off.
And it's a little scary.
It's terrifying. It's terrifying. So yeah, I mean, at some point we're all going to say, yeah, self-driving cars sounds good. I don't need to go anymore. So
I would totally get a self-driving car. I don't like driving particularly.
Yeah, I wouldn't even have to think twice about that.
And the letter basically states that this is a real generational divide. There is a generation before us that really loves driving and thinks it's the funnest thing in the world, and they're going to push back when self-driving cars come out, in part because they like the act of driving. But, I mean, I remember when I was a kid, sometimes my dad would just say, let's go for a drive, and we'd all get in the car, and we wouldn't go anywhere in particular. We would just enjoy taking a car ride. Those days are gone. Those days are gone.
When
No
my
one does
friend, when we were like 17, when my first friend got his license, we would just go out on like Friday night and just be like, all right, let's drive around for 3 hours without actually going anywhere. And now,
That sounds terrible to me now. There's so much stuff I can do at home. Why would I just get in a car and not go anywhere?
yeah, and then not to mention the fact that he had an SUV, so in 3 hours of driving around in a city, we would have probably spent like $50 in gas just to drive around. Where then it was not like I sound old, but it was 10 years ago, so gas was like $1 something a gallon instead of almost $4.
Yeah, that's gone
I didn't
up.
get a car until like 3 years ago.
Oh, you never had a car, so you never experienced this.
James, does the person behind you know they're famous on the internet gardening right now?
Nice.
They're officially the world's most famous gardener.
Audio listeners, James has changed his background this week, so his garden's behind him, but now someone's in the garden watering the plants, and we just get this nice, I don't know, it's kind of like the Today Show. With
It's very tranquil.
Yeah, I really like it. Really like
I almost want to believe that he's actually in front of a green screen, and it's just, there's no one there. He just put this in to be clever.
Yeah.
No, that's Mama.
He can be in Paris next week. I wish there was chickens in the frame, though. That's what you got to improve with that.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
true. I would love to see the chickens in the background. I would watch this show if the chickens.
So the article just goes on to point out that car companies are spending a lot of time appealing to a generation that's not going to be buying cars much longer. People who think cars are cool. To me, a car's not cool. It's a thing that I use to get places when it's a little further than I want to bike, right? But if I see someone with like a really flashy car, I don't think, holy crap, that person's awesome. I think, wow, that person has some financial priorities that I don't possess personally. That's my thought process.
See, for
And-
me, I get more impressed by what's inside of a car as like,
Okay.
a tech nerd and a gadget junkie. Like, I don't care if the car is like sporty looking on the outside. What impresses me is when I get in somebody's car and it has like a really nice big screen in the dashboard and dual zone climate control and heated seats and power seats and like panoramic moonroof.
It could be like a Ford Pinto, but if it's got all that crap inside it, you're
Yeah,
like,
like
that's a bitchin'
I don't know,
car.
because as the person driving the car, I don't see the outside. I see the comfort features that are in the car. So that's what I think is cool, is like you're having a real gadget-ridden car. Like that's what's the coolest thing about the Tesla. I don't care that it looks sporty or that it's electric. It has like a freaking 20-inch monitor inside of it. That's awesome.
Whoa, really?
It's got like a big vertical monitor that you can like browse the internet on.
Now I want a freaking Tesla.
That's why I want one too, man. It's awesome.
This article points out, imagine if Tesla had a $20,000 car. Yep, it's just a utility, you plug it in, I'm quoting now, that didn't harm the environment, something simple, futuristic. Then GM Toyota would be very afraid, because kids embrace the new and care about the environment. Brand equity in GM, young people do not care about that. Nor does he or she care about driving a Ferrari. If you buy one of those sleek automobiles, I hope you enjoy driving it, because your image is going to take a hit. All the young girls you want to impress will be laughing at you, because you wasted your money on what? I couldn't agree with this mentality more. You know, I think this really hits at something that's a huge generational difference. Quoting a little bit more, just because cars have lasted a century, that does not mean they're here to stay. That does not mean they're not ripe for disruption. Cars are the newspapers of today, something old people can't live without and young people can. Brilliant. I think you really nailed it. You should read this.
Fear.
Depending where you live, you really can't live without a car. Like, I can't live without a car.
No, he's not saying you're going to live without a car. He's saying you don't care about
okay, I got you.
Your car isn't a status symbol. It's something you just use.
Do you think insurance companies are going to kill the self-driving car, like just by having such ridiculous premiums on it that it's worthless to drive, or will they embrace it? I'm not sure which they would cling to.
They'd probably embrace it because they'd have so many less claims. So even if they're only able to charge, like, you know, I pay $100 a month for insurance, I think. If they were able to charge me $50 with a self-driving car, but there's like a 0.01% chance of me having a claim instead of a 1% chance of me having a claim, they're still going to net more profit because no one's going to be filing claims, but you still got to have some kind of insurance on it.
The question with self-driving cars that the courts are going to have to work out is who's liable if your self-driving car gets in an accident. Is it you, the person who owns the car, or is it Google for not programming it well enough to avoid this pothole, or is it someone else entirely? You know, like
presumably the person that hit you because
it's not going to be the computer's fault.
Well, think about it.
But that's the thing about insurance companies. They have a deal where they work it out. They'll share it equally, even if it's not your fault. So I don't think that insurance premiums are going to go down. Even if I was a perfect driver, it won't make a damn bit of difference.
We'll see. We'll see. I think it's going to be a bit of a transition, and we're at least a decade away from that being a serious legal question, I think. Maybe not. Maybe I'll be surprised, right?
Yeah, I thought they were already selling a self-driving upgrade kit for like $6,000 or something.
Yeah, but they're not street legal anywhere.
Oh, are they not? Why the hell are they selling them?
I have no idea.
So you could be like, I have one. But think about it like this: when you have homeowners insurance and your house catches on fire, the person who built your house is not liable.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
So I assume it would be the same with the car. You own the car; it's your problem.
Yeah, but are people going to want to buy the car with that kind of liability? So
Not
maybe
if there was a brake failure, though. I mean, that would be.
Well, maybe what happens is the companies that make the cars just say, "Hey, we're so confident in this product. If you get in a crash, it's on us." Like maybe they'll say that. We don't know.
If it's a crash due to computer failure, not due to a non-self-driving car just plowing into you.
Well, obviously, if I turn the self-driving car thing off and just like put the pedal to the metal straight into a wall, which I've been known to do because I think I'm backing up, I'm not a good driver. That's why I'm looking forward to the self-driving thing. That's all I'm saying.
I'm just lazy. That's why I'm looking forward to the self-driving thing.
I don't know. I just think it would be awesome to get into my car, say Chicago, go to sleep, and wake up and be done. You know,
and then wake up in Tulsa, Oklahoma, because the car would mishear you like an Xbox.
That would suck.
Let's promise now we don't let Microsoft make a self-driving car.
Why not?
Go to Chicago, taking you to Antarctica.
No. Of course, Google gets the most press for the self-driving car, but the car companies are working on it too, and they're bringing in software people from a variety of other companies to do it. It's going to be interesting to see who does this first. It'll be interesting, but I don't think people are going to be spending a lot of time thinking about how cool their car is. It's just going to become more and more of a utility. He points out in the same article, Bob Lefsitz, if I'm mispronouncing your name, dude, come on the show and clear it up. He says, like,
That's really good. I like that.
It's just you like that. This is our new strategy to get people on the show. We mispronounce their name and then they come on to clarify. You know. Dave Perrick.
All right, Phil Late. That's Bill Gates, by the way.
Bill lately.
Moving on.
Nice. Moving right along, why not? YouTube is now shaming ISPs for having crap bandwidth the way Netflix did. Now, I think they were doing this before. I'm not sure what's different here, James. Are they just showing the notification on the screen when these videos play?
Up until now, I believe they've been just gathering data. It was only if you were in a set area and you went to that part of Google, which used YouTube data.
Okay.
Now they're showing the notification. I think the point is, yeah.
Yeah, it pops up on a thing and says, "Oh, are you having problems? Check, find out why." And then it goes through. And it's like, "Oh, your ISP sucks. Sorry."
Thanks. I didn't know that already.
Yeah. So, I say good for them though. You know, let the ISPs know that their people aren't going to deal with their garbage.
And now,
You just
to
need
do
more
another
competition,
question,
basically, don't you?
just to do another question here, are the ISPs going to, 1, improve their service in order to give internet users what they deserve, or 2, sue YouTube for spreading libel? Which one do you think is more likely?
I don't think they can sue them if it's true, though, can they?
You know what? They're trying.
Well, they can claim it wasn't.
They can waste Google's time.
Well, who else's fault would it be?
This is the question, though. Oh, they can say, you can't prove that it's us. It was the DNS servers, which we don't run. It's not our fault. These people were using OpenDNS or some shit. I don't know. It's not my fault. Not my problem. Like they could do a lot to make these arguments, and they probably will. And ultimately, they won't win, but they could spend a lot of time. And this is the problem here. Google can afford to fight that battle, right? But if we go to James's awesome cat video site .moo, which I'm assuming you're working on.
.moo? No.
.moo? No, what would you do? .meow, I guess.
It'll probably be a .ninja or something.
.ninja. Yeah, anyways. So you have this site. It's just cat videos and chicken videos that you recorded yourself. And when they start streaming slow, you're just going to put up a note, hey, it's not us, it's the ISP. And then they sue you. What do? You don't have the legal resources to fight back, even though you are clearly in the right.
You're highly just misunderestimating James's legal resources.
Well, that's true. That's true. His mother-in-law.
Did you not see his mom in the background? She's got a crack team of lawyers ready to go.
She will pound your ass. That's probably the wrong phrasing.
That means something else.
Yeah. Just realize that's the wrong phrasing.
You're the worst.
Don't quote me on that.
Oh man.
Anyway.
Yeah. So good for Google. Fight the power.
Fight what? Wait. Google is the power.
Google's a good guy, man.
Fight the other power. That's not ISPs.
I like it when the big powers fight. That's all.
Here's the interesting thing. They're also an ISP. So maybe in Kansas
good
City,
ISP.
Hey, your internet's crap. Maybe consider switching to Google Fiber. We're not crap, guaranteed. And even if it is slow on their thing, you think those same ads are going to pop up? Interesting question. Now, I don't
wonder if they've programmed in a little exclusion for their own fiber networks. That would be interesting to test.
Now, it's highly unlikely.
Slow though, like
yeah.
I have a hard time imagining that Google Fiber is going to have a problem. Isn't Google Fiber like super fast?
Yeah, but even so, I'd wonder if they deliberately programmed in an exception to not display that message. That would be an interesting question.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows?
We got to ask
Google. Come on the show and defend yourself.
That have Google Fiber, because there's only like 2 cities that can get it. So
I think there's only Kansas City that has it right now.
I thought they added a second. Or is that in the process still?
I think it's in process. I think Seattle just voted to let Google do it, but I don't think it's actually happened yet. Because you got to put it down the fiber, right?
I wish
Anyways,
I lived in a city that
from
mattered,
Kansas
so I
City,
could get some cool stuff.
What?
Are you arguing that Kansas City matters?
Matters
before fiber, they didn't have a
Danbury, Connecticut.
Fair enough. You know, there's a pretty big city nearby you. You might consider going there. who knows what could happen.
The NY
Uh,
sizzle.
Now, I've only been to the airport in New York City myself, but if I were there now, I'd have to make sure my laptop is charged. New rules at the airport say that if your battery is dead on your device, if you cannot turn your device on, then they're just going to assume there's a bomb in there and not let you through. James?
I'm totally okay with this.
Yeah.
You know what? Fair enough. If they have intelligence that people are putting bombs in electronics device shells, then fair enough. I'm not going to complain about anything, which means I don't blow up in an airplane, because that's one of the reasons I'm not flying ever again. And I don't care if they want like a full security background check on every single passenger. Do it. I don't want to die.
It is amazing how recently in history air travel was just completely... None of this happened, right?
It was like getting on a train. You just go.
I love getting on a train. I love getting on trains because there's no security. You just give them your bags and they put them somewhere that you can go to whenever you want to go grab it. Doesn't matter. And you just sit on the train. Because what are you going to do? You're going to drive the train into a building? No, it's on rails. You can't do anything. I think that's not going to be very successful, right? So whatever. Just get on the train. It's awesome. It's such a better experience, even though it takes about twice as long. Yeah.
At least twice as long.
Let's see. I could fly to Chicago in 2 hours or take a train for 24. Okay, yeah, it's a little more than twice as long. But,
Yeah,
on the train,
miles an hour versus 50 miles an hour. It's a big difference.
Yeah. Plus stopping every time a coal truck needs to pass. Yeah.
I'm surprised they couldn't detect this already, though, in, like, say, what are they talking about? An iPhone or a laptop kind of size?
Presumably if you... Both.
It's just anything that they can turn on needs to turn on.
They already... Oh, Google's in the chat room, guys, so we can ask him about questions
Terrorists have really discovered a way to hide a bomb inside, like, the battery compartment of a device, I'm guessing?
Now, I, being Canadian, don't have the security clearance to tell you what the specific reports are. Dave, I assume every American got like an email, right?
I actually have not heard anything mentioned about electronics being the new hotness for hiding bombs.
No.
Well, that's obviously why they have some intelligence somewhere that says they've been making bombs in a laptop battery.
There was a report from the White House, I believe, saying basically, yes, we have specific intelligence that there's a threat on a plane coming from Northern Africa or Europe, I believe, and they were going to have the electronics embedded, the bombs embedded in the electronics themselves. Like basically a dummy laptop full of stuff they can use to hijack the plane. That's
so by putting this out there, now don't the people know to just put the bombs in real devices that turn on?
Well, no, because the point is that they wouldn't turn on, would they? Unless you've replaced the battery with a smaller one.
How hard would it be, James, to replace most of the laptop's internal parts with a Raspberry Pi that can convincingly boot to a Windows XP startup screen? And then you have all the rest of the room.
That would look kind of dodgy on an X-ray, though. It would be like one tiny little circuit board and then...
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I mean, that's a good idea, though. I hadn't thought of that. God damn it, Justin. Could you not put that out in public knowledge? Show,
don't do that. I've trademarked it.
I'm sure they care about your trademarks.
Smart move.
Welcome to Justin's Ideas for Terrorists podcast this week. How do I make a laptop turn on while still leaving room for explosives? Yeah, I'm an idiot. Holy crap. I'm going to lose my green card. I'm in trouble.
So yeah, I don't have any problem with this. Do it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's a little weird because if your battery just happens to be dead and it won't turn on, I guess you're a problem. But presumably you have your charger with you, so you could plug it in. Like, I think it's being a little overblown, and I think it makes sense.
As long as they provided a power port, because like if you're at the airport, I would personally be looking at my iPad until it was dead. Like if the plane was delayed or something, right? Well, so as long as you're happy to give me a charger and a port to plug it into.
You go through security long before you're sitting there waiting for the plane. Don't you? I guess it varies from some airports. But in America...
I thought they actually said this would be done not at security, but somewhere else to somehow speed things along or something. But yeah, that's a fair point.
I don't know where they do it, like by the
table gate or something.
Okay, that seems like a huge waste of time. We'll see. I do know some countries they do it differently, right? In Singapore, I had to go through security to get into the airport, and then again to get to my gate to wait. And if I wanted to go buy a snack, I'd have to go through security again to get back to my gate, right? So if the flight's delayed, yeah, that just seems like a huge hassle to me. In the States, you get through security, and then you're in, and you can do whatever you want. You can even buy some vodka and make your own bomb. Terrorist ideas.
You can make a bomb with vodka?
Presumably. I don't know. I'm not an actual terrorist. Oh, it
Justin's
burns,
a
doesn't it?
terrorist.
There you go.
I'm hoping the NSA is not listening. This is going to be a bit of a problem. This is why we can't have transcripts of the show available.
Yes, quite.
Yeah. Let's move on to something happier. Let's move on away from terrorism and toward the most American thing I can think of, and that is potato salad. 4th of July, Memorial Day, Labor Day. It's this thing you eat when the hot dogs aren't ready, right, Dave?
I don't like potato salad.
You don't like potato salad? Well, you like pizza and only pizza.
I don't like anything.
Yeah. Do you have potato salad in Britain? I assume not. I think all of your potatoes
Not really. It's kind of stupid. We make them into chips or crisps.
Yeah. Potato salad's kind of stupid, or Britain's kind of stupid?
Yeah, I mean, we have salads, don't we? Why would you mix it with potatoes? You can have potatoes and salads.
No,
don't
potato salad isn't a salad in the healthy sense. It's mostly like potatoes and like dairy products. Like, it's not terribly good for you, but it's something you eat when you're eating something grilled. It's a very big Midwest thing. It's a very American thing, and we had it in Canada all the time too. Anyways, Zach Danger Brown decided he wanted to learn to make potato salad, so he, on Kickstarter, said he was trying to raise $10. And it's been a week now, and he has raised a little over that goal, you might argue, a little bit. $70,000 so far.
He would have only got $9 anyway because of the Kickstarter fees. Just thought I'd add that.
You're right. Yeah, well, $9 is more than enough to make potato salad.
Quick question. Did someone seriously name their son with Danger as a middle name? Because that's the kind of thing you take the piss out of in movies.
Yeah.
Can he actually say that? I wonder if it's true.
His Facebook page is Zach Brown. It's just Zach Brown. He's from Columbus, Ohio. If he was Californian, I'd be like, yeah, probably. But he's in Columbus,
he's just Ohio. A funny man. I see. Right.
We'll see. We'll see. Anyways, why does stuff like this take off? I'm reminded of this site where someone put up a bunch of pictures of adorable animals, I think around 2004, and just started saying, yep, this rabbit's really cute, but unfortunately, if I don't get $10,000 in a week, I'm going to have to eat it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so like this is a pretty old internet phenomenon, and sometimes it just happens. Kickstarter recently made it so you could have the limit be much, much lower. And I think he was just taking advantage of that to do something he thought would be somewhat funny, and it just took off like crazy. I heard about it on the radio just this morning. This story is everywhere. Why? Why does this take off? Again, there's going to be like a sea of imitators now, right, that are going to say, like, oh, egg salad. I'm going to make egg salad, guys. And no one's going to get on that. It's this first-time thing, right, Dave? Like,
it's just like the Twitch plays Pokemon. Everybody started like Twitch plays blah, blah, blah. And then each one got a little bit, and then they slowly dwindled off to where like nobody was watching it.
Yeah.
Like the next one that comes out will probably get $5,000, and then it'll slowly dwindle to the point where nobody cares anymore.
Can I just mention someone has already started a Flappy Potato Salad Kickstarter with a goal of $5, and they've got $30 with 2 backers.
Internet, I hate you sometimes. I hate you.
I hate you.
Why would you give money to that? $30 is unacceptably high for that. Really? Flappy potato salad?
Hey, if it works, it works.
So this guy promised to say the name of everyone who backed him in the video, and now there's close to 5,000 backers. That's going to be
a long video.
That's going to be about as entertaining as our YouTube version is right now.
That's racist.
Google Hangouts, you're the best. Thanks for letting us do this for free every week for a few years. I hate you. Moving right along from potato salad, I think we've done about all we can with that. Android wiping, turns out, doesn't actually delete your stuff, according to an article Dave linked to us on CNET. Apparently some security people bought some phones on eBay and got into someone's Facebook account, found a bunch of photos. Basically, everything's still on there if you know where to look. Is it just that they're not wiping the data completely, James?
Well, it's just that the reset phone function, which most people use to you know, when they're going to sell their phone on, you'd use reset phone,
Mhm.
obviously. It doesn't do a secure wipe thing, I believe, is the problem. So, you know, like, you would normally do 7 wipes of a hard drive to securely delete it. This doesn't do that. So if you run a standard data recovery, then they bought what? It says here they bought 20 Android smartphones, just randomly picked them out, and they managed to recover 40,000 photos. I like this bit, including 250 nude male selfies.
Wait, all male selfies?
Male selfies, 250 nude male selfies.
James,
I'm sure
Dave,
female
I
ones.
think a male owned the phone, and that's why the selfies were male. Selfies traditionally are pictures you take of yourself.
Yeah, but didn't he save the ones he...
Well, 20
These
phones,
were sent in exchange for non-male photos.
Yeah, but maybe his selfies weren't very good, and as such, no one ever sent anything
So
back.
he just took 200 of them?
Well, you gotta try
No,
again.
This is from 20 phones. That's only, what, an average of 12 or 13 on each phone. Assuming
So
they
they
were all
didn't get it
males.
right the first time, they just kept like, wait, if I take it from this angle, it'll look bigger, or...
Huh?
This whole thing is confusing to me. I don't get it.
Yeah, use the zoom function. But anyway,
Yeah.
if you have an Android phone, you suck. That's the take home. Wait, sorry. Was that the take home? No.
I'm sure this is being updated now. But
No,
yeah.
no. You have to do a factory reset from the boot menu, Scudderman says, rather than from like within the OS, within Android OS.
Oh, okay.
So
But-
go learn how to root your Android phone.
You know, your average.
Stupid people.
So all
Yeah,
the
average
Android
Android
devices
no
that
idea
I
what the boot menu is.
make use of and sent off to the winners have traces of my data on them.
They do still have your dick on them. Your data,
Fortunately-
sorry, not your dick.
Yeah.
Fortunately, because they are Android devices, I use them as little as possible to review them and then never touch them again. So there's nothing on there
That's
that's
an
worth.
asshole. You pretentious Apple dick.
You suck
Wow.
if you use Android. Who cares?
Well, to be fair, most of the
There's
Android
like,
devices that I reviewed are shitty Android mini video game consoles, like the Ouya and the Fire TV. Like those things are garbage, not because they're Android. They're garbage because they're garbage.
We should just go out and buy
They're
a
garbage 'cause it's
$10
not a
phone on eBay and see what it's got on it. That'd be fun.
Do it. Do it. That might be a good article, James. I'm approving
Yeah.
this.
Dude,
Idea.
make a video post out of that, but include a whole article with it.
I don't think I can expose this person's data. That's
Oh my god, you are fired.
Oh, no, just outline what you find. And if you find something hilarious, like dude sitting on top of a flagpole or something, totally put that up. It's his fault.
Wait, like, is the pole in him?
No, he's not. Flagpole sitting was a big thing in the early 1900s. Look it up. It was a sensation. It was like the cool thing. It was like the planking of.
It was
that
like
time.
making a Kickstarter for potato salad.
It was that cool. Yeah. There's got to be so. I like if you. Interesting fact. If you Google potato salad today, that's the top story.
Well, obviously, what else would come up?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe a how to make potato salad site. I don't know.
Pizza.
Is pizza really the only thing you eat?
No, I eat chicken and steak sometimes. But, I mean, given the choice, I always choose. Like, if somebody's like, what do you want for dinner today? I immediately say pizza.
So if you go to like a Thai place,
I
with
would
your
never
friend-
go to a pie place.
Okay, just finding out. Moving right along.
We don't need to go any further than that.
Windows 7 support is stopping in 6 months. What? This seems way too soon. James, what's going on?
I thought we did this story already. We were going to skip. Oh, all right, never mind. Yeah, I haven't read this.
Apparently, they will end mainstream support for Windows 7 on January 13th.
Well, when did Windows 7? I'm just realizing I'm really old. When did Windows 7 come out? Even it feels like just like years ago.
However,
Yeah.
what's important to know.
Security patches will be running.
Yes,
but not,
this is only
not-
new features. It's
or driver updates.
yeah,
So
which
don't forget
that makes sense. I mean, why make new like major features and stuff for an old OS? But the
I don't know, because no one wants Windows 8, maybe.
yeah, but what
Just
new
throwing
features
that
are
out
they gonna add? It's kinda- at some point, it has to be done, right? Like this is what Windows 7 is, so it's done. You know.
Well, to be fair, when was the last service pack for XP? I mean, we're coming on 5 years this summer. It was released to manufacturers July 22, 2009. So we're coming up on 5 years. I guess that's not unreasonable. That's not unreasonable.
Yeah, as long as they keep security updates going. I mean, and that's going through 2020, they said, so that's plenty.
But but Microsoft has reneged on this a little bit, which is what they do lately. There's still gonna 2020 for security support.
2020 for security. That seems plenty long enough.
No, that's fine. Okay. Who knows? No one's gonna own a PC in 5 years because we're gonna have chips embedded in our brains. Like maybe that's too long. Yay! Technology.
What's that?
Scary about the NSA being able to monitor our thoughts directly. That's just gonna be great.
Yeah.
And if you agree,
wait.
you're just old-fashioned. What?
Can't wait for chips in the brain. I'll totally have that.
Chips in the brain, you're going to do that right away, right? Well, because then that makes the Oculus Rift irrelevant right away, because the chip can just directly interface with your neural pathways, and you're going to actually think that you're... I don't know. What would you use that for, James? I don't understand.
Presumably, literally controlling your dreams will be a lot easier as well, because you could just put the software in at night. And
You could just program it. It wouldn't even be a dream anymore. You would just close your eyes, and there's all that crap. And you know what? No one's going to want to pay for these games, so they're all going to be ad-supported, and how they will support themselves in ads will be just like Futurama. It'll be your dreams. You're going to think you're dreaming, and then all of a sudden it's going to be like, you love Coke. Buy some Coke. Coke.
Actually, I would want to do it during my sleep, though. I mean, imagine if you could watch the latest series of Game of Thrones in your sleep and not have to do it during the... That would be awesome.
Not have to do it. Holy crap. Have we gotten to the point where entertaining ourselves is some burden, and we want to do it while we're sleeping so it's not so much work? Really, James? What are you doing the rest of the time?
Sometimes it is, though. It's such a, you know, it's you got to set the time aside.
You do have to
watch.
Wow.
You know?
Wow.
Unless it's watching Dota, then I watch Dota voluntarily.
Is there anything you enjoy enough to want to do while you're awake?
Watching Dota.
Okay.
Can we say that kind of thing on air? We can't say that. We can't talk about that kind of thing, Justin. What are you talking about?
We can't talk about... Okay, so... Your ideal future is you only do stuff we can't talk about on air when you're awake, and the rest of the time you...
Yeah,
I want to relegate stupid stuff to when I'm sleeping. That would be cool.
Wouldn't doing that while you're asleep... I mean, I don't know about you. I don't remember my dreams. So I would just wake up having some notion about what happened on Game of Thrones, but not actually know.
You know what most of my dreams are? Bloody aeroplanes crashing into the ground, I tell you.
Are you kidding me? James,
I am not kidding you. It sucks, dude. Every goddamn night I'm in a different aeroplane, or there'll be something and I'll crash into the ground. I have so many airplane crashes. I mean, I'm fine every time, like, but it's just the crashing bit that really...
What happened?
Nothing at all. It's just like some switch was flicked, and suddenly just some drugs would be nice, but
it's like a legit psychological problem. No, I'm serious.
It is, seriously.
You're not okay.
Most of my dreams are just
on the line, then.
Having to wake up. Mine are much less eventful than James. I just dream that I don't have to get up in the morning.
I mean, I have some weird dreams sometimes. I had a dream that my wife decided she wanted to marry someone else, but stay married to me, and it would just be both of us. So, like, I have some weird stuff, but it's not reoccurring.
So your wife
Airplanes
became
every
a
night?
Mormon?
Well, not every night, but at least once a week I'll have an airplane crash.
Crazy. Crazy. A Sigarinterruptus is saying Big Pharma will develop pills that contain entire episodes of popular shows to save viewing time. So, like,
that would be awesome.
You just have the experience of having viewed that show, but you never actually...
Oh, no, that doesn't make sense. You would have to actually experience it. You can't just... No, that doesn't make sense, no.
There'd be no suspense or anything if you did it
Well, this reminds me of... There's this one painkiller that doesn't actually kill the pain. It just makes it so that when the procedure's done, you don't remember having had the pain.
That's
like, they
good.
do this for oral surgery sometimes. That freaks me out. Some version of myself was there and experienced the pain, but after the procedure, I don't remember. So did I actually experience the pain? That's just weird to me. So if you
that sucks, because then you're still experiencing the pain. How is that a good thing?
I don't remember experiencing it, so in some sense, isn't it
you
like
still experienced it at the time?
Well, I don't know. I don't know.
The whole point is to bypass the pain, period, not to not remember it. It's to bypass it.
But from my perspective right now, I never experienced the pain. So basically, it did kill the pain because I don't remember
Apart
it.
from which, memories of something suck. So just having the memory of having watched something implanted into your head would be stupid. You would have to actually
We've
watch
got
it
this
to create it.
pill. Dave takes this pill. So it's like in the Matrix where he's like, I know Kung Fu, but instead of that, Dave takes this pill and he's like, I've watched season 2 of The Wire. Like that just sounds terrible to me. What's the point of that? If we have that technology, I suggest that we use it to teach people skills before we use it to like give
Yeah,
people the
why is the
experience
first
of
thing you
watching
go
it.
to?
So
Yeah.
that would also be like the Matrix. Like, I know Kung Fu.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. If that could be legitimately useful. This is crazy. This isn't going to happen. But if you could take a pill and like know how to speak Latin, that would be fantastic. And maybe something like
not
that's
that
in our
crazy,
future.
though. You
What I
can-
don't think we'll use it for is to watch a TV show. That's all. What?
So
You can use like lucid dreaming to learn a skill. You can practice, and then when you wake up, it does have the effects of like having done it. So a lot of people
Really?
use lucid dreaming to prepare for, say, a speech or something. Like they'll be really terrified of doing it. They'll run through it during their lucid dream, and when they wake up, it's kind of an extension of positive visualization, really, isn't it? It's
But
where
you still feel like you slept after you do that?
yeah. There's nothing. There's
'Cause
no,
I don't know about you, Dave, but I sleep in order to not be tired anymore. And this doesn't interfere with that?
It's still sleep. It's still REM deep sleep. It's not. You don't bypass your sleep.
Just using it. Anyways, if you have a pill that allows me to learn Latin, send it my way, or reprogram it so it gives me the skill of having watched Game of Thrones. That sounds just as good, but HBO will sue. Moving right along. How did we get from this? We were talking about what? Lindsay Lohan is suing Rockstar Games over GTA 5 because there's a character in it that resembles them. Now, Dave Parak on MakeUseOf.com's Daily Technology review said, if you played the game, kind of just seems like a generic parody of Hollywood starlets in general, right? It doesn't seem specific to Lindsay Lohan, though she is the most recent Hollywood starlet to have a public meltdown like this. But can you really do this? They don't use the character's name. I think that pretty clearly makes it a
I
satire.
had no idea it was based on Lindsay Lohan when I played the game. This is all new to me when I heard about this suit. I was like,
Yeah.
yes, I could see where that's Lindsay Lohan, but I don't know. To me, it seemed like it could be any other generic celebrity. So
The suit says Lohan's image, voice, and styles from her clothing line are depicted. I don't know. So, I mean, you could sue anyone who makes a comedy in the history of the world for this, right? Saturday Night Live parodied, I don't know, let's say Sarah Palin. And Palin didn't say, well, that was clearly making fun of me. Therefore, I'm suing. Like I don't understand why she thinks this is a good, quick case at all.
I mean, in South Park, they literally use people's names and parody them.
Oh no, so does Saturday Night Live constantly.
Right. So
I don't-
if this is the fact that it is not using the name, does that make it worse? Like it's a subtle parody, so it's not.
No,
it's not
I mean this thing has
subliminally
no
parodying.
whatsoever. I think the whole reason this court case exists is so that we devote a little bit of our mental energy to thinking about Lindsay Lohan's existence. Like, I really think that's the whole thing here. I don't think there's any other point to it. It's just so we think of her and be like, oh, she hasn't been in a movie for a while. It can't be because she's completely and utterly insane now, is it? Oh, whatever. Yeah, this is pointless. This is stupid. You know what? Moving right along, let's get.
It's also bringing more. It's putting GTA 5 back into the public consciousness. So if anything, it's benefiting them too. All the
GTA
mainstream
5,
media, like mainstream press, forgot about that game. It's been almost a year now, but now it's back in the public face again. So it's a win for Rockstar too.
Lindsay Lohan.
What? Who's Lindsay Lohan?
Yes, who is she?
You
She's
win
like
because you don't know, and that's all we need to say. Don't Google her name because Google now is going to give you
I think
notifications.
she's like a famous meth head. Like she's known for her
She
high
was
levels of
in.
meth usage.
She was in Tina Fey's movie Mean Girls. I think that's literally all I know about her. And then she went crazy.
She was in a movie I remember when I was a kid when she was younger, where she was like a twin and she played both twins.
And that movie was terrible. Moving right along to the gaming news. EA can no longer call Dragon Hunter free In the
Dungeon
U-
Hunter.
Whatever.
Dungeon Keeper. Oh my God, I put the wrong name.
Dungeon
in.
Keeper.
Dungeon Keeper. We are all. I was all messed up when I heard this.
So this game, they've advertised it as free, but they can't call it free anymore. Why is that, Dave?
So it's a free-to-play game, you know. So it's got all the in-app purchases and stuff.
Yeah.
And so the ASA, which is I guess like the governing body over there, looked at the game and realized that it hits a certain point where a player cannot reasonably progress through the game without spending either an obscene amount of time or money.
Yeah.
And as such, you can't advertise it as free because it's not really free. You can't get everything from the game without spending money, basically. So that's actually a good precedent for the free-to-play assholes who want to...
Do you think this will apply to other free-to-play games, or is it just because Dungeon Keeper is so absurdly hard if you don't pay that it's not even worth playing?
I think that
it is very specific.
Yeah,
It's a
for the time being, that's what it is. But it still sets a good precedent for the future of people not being assholes with their free-to-play games.
This is one of the few good things we have about the UK. There's very strict rules on advertising, and there's a lot more. Like if you make a complaint like this, it will be properly investigated, and there's a lot more kind of consumer and employee protection than you might think here.
What are the other good things about being in the UK? Let's run this down.
Oh, there's none. That was it.
That's the only one.
That was it.
Cool.
So yeah, it's a victory for people like me who hate free-to-play games and think that they should die.
So if you haven't played a BioShock or BioShock Infinite yet at this point, you should really go to humblebundle.com right now, right, Dave?
Yep,
No,
they got
it
really good
sucks.
bundles.
Don't play that.
There's going to the James. There's a very solid. It's not a humble indie bundle obviously anymore. It's a humble bundle now. But you get BioShock, The Bureau, XCOM Declassified, which is not a good game, Darkness 2, which is a good game, BioShock 2, which is an okay game, Mafia 2, which is a decent game, and Spec Ops: The Line, which is a good game.
I'm sorry, the only good game on this list is XCOM. The rest of them suck ass. BioShock is so unbelievably bad.
Yeah, okay.
Wow. I mean, that's
really
a very well-reviewed game, and I haven't played it myself, but I'm wondering what you disliked about it so much.
Well, I played it. I got it on the PlayStation, what is it, the Plus thing, and it sucked.
The original BioShock.
Oh, no, not the original, the newest one, BioShock Infinite, right?
Okay.
But you didn't play the other ones.
I didn't play the other ones, no, because they just didn't appeal to me that much.
There you go.
Well, I mean, there's stories.
Is there a big difference?
So if you don't care about that, it's not going to interest you, obviously.
I think a game should stand without having to have played the prequel, the ones before it.
They say that you can play Infinite without playing the sequels. I mean,
I tried, and I
Infinite
just found it really frustrating.
Infinite is definitely not as well received as the first BioShock, and BioShock 2 is not as well received as the first BioShock, but I don't think anybody that actually understands video games would say that the first BioShock is bad.
Okay, I never played that.
But to get Infinite and XCOM, you do have to spend more than $20.
$20 though, but still $20 for BioShock Infinite alone is a
What's the Bureau?
It's an XCOM shooter. Apparently it's trash.
Oh, yeah, that does sound suck. Sorry, when I say XCOM's any good one, I'm talking about XCOM Enemy Unknown. That's really good.
Right, that's good. So just those two alone for $20, and then you also get Darkness, which is good if you've never played the original BioShock. You can play that. So you get some good stuff, and they say they're going to add more games to it, which they usually do on the Humble Bundles. They usually throw a couple more in. So for $20, you're going to get a lot of games.
Humblebundle.com right now, and you get Steam codes for all of them. So, yeah. And this is what I'm saying. Humble Bundles are a better deal than I think Steam sales. Just saying, you build up a pretty good library.
During the Steam sale, they had BioShock Infinite for like $4 or something ridiculous during the summer sale.
So I guess if you just wanted that game, it'd be worth it. But if you want to just spend $20 and have enough game, last it for 6 months. Yeah.
I already have XCOM. I have BioShock 1. I have BioShock 2. I have Mafia 2. So like for me to buy this bundle would be a waste because I would end up paying more to get the games I already have. And they do the bundles now where you get one Steam code that gives you all the games. So it's not even like I could give away the extra games to my friends. They're just lost to the ether.
Fair enough. Anyways, that's enough time spent on that. There is a major international competition going on right now, and we've not talked about it much on the show. We've been trying to avoid it, but it does seem to be creating some chatter on some circles. Dave, what are we talking about?
We're not talking about the World Cup, bitches. We're talking about the Dota 2 International Championships is happening right now as we speak. I'm actually looking at my left monitor where there is a game displayed on my television monitor screen. It is a $10 million prize pool for a video game tournament. So even if you don't care about video games, that's still pretty freaking crazy that
$10 million for a video game tournament? That's like, I think that's greater than the PGA Tour. Like,
it's actually it passed the Masters.
You know what? It's almost as bad as someone getting paid millions of pounds a year to kick a bloody ball around a field of grass.
It's almost as bad.
I don't think it's that ludicrous.
I don't know. Talk about technology into a microphone in his living room.
Yeah, we don't get paid that much for that.
No, not yet. We don't. This is happening.
So the reason I wanted to bring this up though, which is I think it's very cool. Obviously there's a bunch of games happening at the same time. But what they set up this year is they set up on Twitch a specific newbie stream. So the normal casters talk about the game assuming that you have a pretty in-depth understanding of the game. So when a fight happens, they're like, blah, 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 cast, blah, 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 blah. And there's a stream set up for people who don't really understand the game that much, and they actually break down what's happening as if you don't understand it. So if you've ever been curious about like watching like even if it's not Dota, just you're just curious about what's this esports nonsense all about, you should definitely check that stream out because it will at least you'll be able to watch it without really knowing what the hell's going on specifically. I think that was a pretty smart idea on Valve's part to set that up.
You can check that out on Twitch right now, correct?
Yep, it's live right now all day from 12 p.m. Eastern time through like 12 a.m. It's all day long today, so.
Okay, and now it's time for the part of the show where we go over what MakeUseOf.com is giving away. What do we got this week, guys?
James is giving away some iPad keyboard that nobody wants.
Actually, it's really good.
Why is it better than other iPad keyboards? I mean, it's just a Bluetooth keyboard. What makes this stand out?
Okay, so let me show you it first because it's really rather sexy.
Okay.
It basically looks like he's using a MacBook with this thing connected.
It does. That's essentially what it turns into. So here it is, and you see it's got these little clips at the top where you flip your iPad into. I can't be bothered doing it right now, but it basically
is that a speaker? I see.
Yes, the inbuilt speaker is so unbelievably terrible. I would suggest getting. They also do a model without the how do you make a speaker worse than the one that's built into the iPad? But they managed it.
Yeah, that thing is trash.
They also have a model without the speaker, which is $10 cheaper. And it's a pretty, I don't know if it's full size, but it's basically full size. It's really nice clicky keys. It feels exactly like typing on a MacBook, basically, a little bit stiffer. But it's like this solid aluminium frame. It's basically just like a MacBook. So if you only wanted to take one device on holiday, and then it could be your iPad now, is the point.
How much is this thing here?
This is $70, I think, currently, but you can get the one without.
So I have an Asus Transformer, and one of the benefits is that it actually charges my device. There's a battery in there that can charge my device. Now, with the iPad, you obviously can't do that, but how's the battery life on that thing?
This will last for months and months and months without.
Really? And does it charge over USB?
Yeah. It's just a standard chargy thing.
But you're using.
It'll last a lot less if you use the speaker, but don't use the speaker.
That's
it's crap.
So
I can't imagine typing on the iPad without it now. Honestly.
Is there a hit to the battery life on the iPad when you're using this thing because it's a Bluetooth connection? Is that notable, or is it?
Not that I've noticed really. Bluetooth isn't. I think it's Bluetooth low power. I'm not sure though.
Yeah, Bluetooth uses some
Bluetooth
power.
isn't a big. Yeah, compared to something like Wi-Fi, say, it's not a huge thing.
Sure. The other thing, I wonder, have you used it to write an article or anything like that? Like how?
I used it to write the review.
Oh, okay.
I just sat down and wrote the whole review on it in a couple of hours, and it was, yeah. I mean, it was comfortable.
So what would you recommend it? Obviously, not everyone needs a keyboard for their iPad, but what kind of a person would you recommend it to?
Well, the thing is, because the iPad just slots into it, it doesn't.
Yeah.
It's not like a fully enclosed case or anything. So you've basically got a naked iPad sitting on top of it. I
Mhm.
wouldn't recommend it for every day around the house or if you have kids' use.
Got it.
It's not for that because your iPad's going to get damaged. If you're the
But-
kind of person who, for traveling, if you want to travel light, then you can really smack out the emails quite quickly on this or get the work done. That's what it's
Well,
designed for, I think.
This makes your iPad into a netbook. So instead of spending $200 on a netbook, you're spending $800 on an iPad, and then another. How much is the keyboard?
$60 if you get the one without the keyboard. So look, this really weird thing happened when I got it. I plugged the iPad onto it and was, put my hands on it, and then I looked for the cursor. I looked for my mouse pointer.
Oh, because it doesn't have like a little touchpad for the mouse.
And my thumb automatically went down to where the trackpad would be, and it was really frustrating not finding one.
Is that awkward? Because you kind of got your hand here typing, and then you're like touching the screen.
It is.
Like
it really shows the limitations of the iPad in terms of Apple locking things down. Like you can't even use Command Tab to like switch between applications, which really pissed me off.
Yeah, there's so many keyboard shortcuts you get work, and this is the same thing when I use the keyboard with my tablet. Because when I use my MacBook, right, I touch my mouse as little as possible. I switch desktops with keyboard shortcuts. I even switch tabs, with a keyboard shortcut, because I just get annoyed if I have to move my hand off the keyboard and move to a mouse, especially when I'm writing. And none of that exists on a tablet. Even mine that came with a frickin' keyboard. No keyboard shortcut.
It literally took me like 10 seconds to figure out why my mouse pointer had disappeared on my iPad. How did I ever click on things?
Yeah. So you're giving this. So if you've got an iPad, and if you're listening to this podcast based on our customer feedback, you don't. But if you're the one person who has an iPad, go ahead and head to makeuseof.com, and you will find the Bridge Plus iPad keyboard. Also this week is VidOnMe's Android Blu-ray player. So a lot of people buy a Blu-ray player, and all it does is play Blu-rays. You put the disc in, that's it. This device attempts to make the Blu-ray player more interactive by providing internet content, right, Dave?
It's basically like a Blu-ray player plus an Apple TV, like hybrid device. It's kind of what they're going for. So you get an Apple TV, but you also get a disc drive to watch Blu-rays on. And you can put XBMC on it, all that kind of stuff. So it actually seems pretty neat. What was Jackson's final conclusion on this thing? I was actually supposed to review it.
Yeah.
And they sent it to me, and that the postal service was stupid, and they took it and said like, no one's home, even though I was home. And then they returned it to sender, and then so they just sent it to Jackson instead.
That's amazing.
I hate the postal service.
Wow.
And then they put the notice that it was, that I missed the shipment in my mailbox, which I check like once every 2 weeks because I don't get much mail. So I never saw, and by the time that it was already gone. So fuck the postal service.
Wow. Okay. So.
But Jackson says buy it only if you can find a good deal.
That makes sense. So it looks like you got the Netflix app in there. It can run XBMC. So, okay, I guess if you're looking for a Blu-ray player, it might be an okay setup to get. But,
so our most popular
if you want a
right
Blu-ray
now,
player and an Apple TV, then you just get this and you get both. So
we've got the gaming laptop. That's still being given away. We've got the Microsoft Surface Pro 2.
I only put the new ones on the outline, but we have plenty of other ones that are...
Yeah, we have like 10 competitions going on at the moment. We still got some Bluetooth NFC headphones, whatever that is. Portable battery bank.
And then played catch up, so we had like every day a new giveaway drop, and it was like.
So you can find giveaways and some of the best damn web tutorials on how to use the internet at makeuseof.com right now. Please do check us out. They have been supporting the show for a year now, and we love them. Yeah, hooray!
That gaming laptop's got a lot of entries, man. A lot of people want to win a... Who would have thought a lot of people want to win an $1,800 laptop for free?
That's shocking. I'm
just looking. That's more than we've ever had, isn't it?
No, the PS4 did almost 100,000.
I'm looking down the list here. I don't see... Oh, the Xbox One got 67,000. Oh, yeah, the Google Glass got 85,000.
Yeah, the PS4 did like 99 or something like that.
So lots of people sign up for our giveaways, and you should too. This DVD player, presumably the Blu-ray player, sorry, presumably has many fewer people entering than that. So your odds of winning pretty good. Try it out.
James's
Anyways,
iPad thing only has like 6,000, so you have a really good chance of winning. If you win that.
thank you so much, everyone, for listening to the live show at makeuseof.tv/live, which we do every week. And I want to take some time to thank everyone who's listening to this show. If you want to help us out, you can go to twitter.com/thetechnophilia or facebook.com/technophilia podcast. Follow us. Give us feedback throughout the week. Let us know what does and doesn't work on the show, because we need your feedback. Please get in touch. We want to make this show as good as we can for you. And if you listen this long, you obviously care.
Do we have some announcements to make or something?
Yeah, we're going to go to the after show right now. We're thinking of changing up the format.
Wait, should we announce this to the other people too? Like the people listening in audio, so they know they can what to expect? Like, shouldn't this be part of the actual show?
No, because the announcements mostly affect the live show.
Well, the audio.
Everyone else can just expect a better show. Well, yeah, auto quality. Okay, so we've got a plan. We'll outline it now real quickly. Auto qualities. So right now, we do this on Google Hangouts. And we basically take the recording that Google Hangouts creates and make it into MP3. So if my internet connection or Dave's internet connection craps out, you hear that. The new plan is for all of us to record the audio on our own sides and to record HD video on our own side and merge this together so that we have a high-quality YouTube video put on the web with editing and focus on what we want to. For the most part, we're thinking 1, 2, 3 windows. And that be basically the audio and YouTube version of the show. Now, for a live show, we are thinking, and this affects the live listeners more than anyone who's just listening to the audio, of having just an audio live show so you people can still hear us, but not video, because recording and streaming to the web simultaneously just causes stuff to go to crap. We might switch this up, but the basic problem is Google Hangouts doesn't give us a lot of flexibility. We love Google Hangouts for our ability to have this conversation really easily, but we want to do a bit more work to get a much higher quality broadcast going. We're going to be trying this out next week for the first time, and we'll see what happens. But I think if you're just listening to the podcast on iTunes, the only thing you're going to notice is that we sound good, basically.
Well, and there'll be like new segments and stuff, some new.
Yeah, we're going to do more segments. I did
probably not next week though. That'll probably. Next week will probably be a normal show that just looks and sounds different, I think, right?
Yeah.
Probably not going to do any of the monologues for next week.
I did a monologue this week.
Well, that's true. You did do that. Was very short though, and it it wasn't pre-recorded like it would be.
No, well, I don't know. Should we do pre-recorded? I kind of like having you guys react to it. I thought today
I think they should be pre-recorded. Interviews can be pre-recorded and separate. I don't want to be there for those.
Well, that makes the editing process easier for me, so I'm fine with that.
Unless you get Palmer lucky, in which case I'm totally going to be there for that interview.
But so the nice thing is if I screw up halfway through, you on the live show can still hear it, but the podcast listeners, Dave can edit that out. You know.
And if you want to see kind of what we're thinking about, I sent it to Justin and James when we first talked about this, but the guy Total Biscuit, he's like a YouTube personality. He does a podcast that they do on YouTube, and it's kind of what we kind of have in mind. So I put a link in the chat. You can kind of see. That's kind of what we're envisioning for this final video product.
I do hope not, because that one was kind of shitty.
Well, that's live, so.
Yeah. I hope it can be a bit better than that.
Their video quality is not as good as ours would be, because he's taking each of their things from Skype, then putting that into OBS, and then broadcasting it to Twitch. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But the layout is kind of what we're looking at, sort of.
Well, we want the video product to be better, because right now I feel like it's crap.
Yeah.
And with a bit more control, we can make it a lot better. And I could make a backdrop. We've got some work to do in the next week, but I think the end result's going to be a lot better. But the question of nobody watches video podcasts, Kashi says. It's a waste of time for the listeners. I would never listen to a non-live video podcast. You did for like a year.
No, but it wasn't video.
Yeah, that was kind of my point.
Oh, well,
Bothered
you know,
with
the
a live
video's
show
not the
if it
primary
wasn't on
product.
video. Yeah, but the live show.
The
if
video's
you were
not the
going to
primary
have a live show, why would you not have a video as well for a live show? I think is the point.
Because it's going to be.
You're going to
Because
have
the
it live.
bandwidth makes it shit.
Yeah,
Okay, well
fair
then
enough.
maybe we get rid of the live show eventually. I just wanted to keep it going for the fans. I don't know if it's practical to do a live show if we're not using Google Hangouts. How else could we do it?
Also, those video shows that nobody watches has that one I sent has 209,000 views on YouTube.
Jesus, why?
So people watch them, and it's 2 hours and 35 minutes long.
You know that's because they've got a girl in there though.
No, it's because Total Biscuit is a big name. He's a very popular gaming
Your
personality. But
girlfriend is going to have
nonetheless,
to start coming on the show if you want this to be successful.
people are watching regardless of reason. So there are people who do watch those things.
This is
No,
just
so
a serious
you know
dick
what?
fest, and it always has been.
It's a bit of a problem to be making decisions based on the live show, though, because at the end of the day, there are 12 people watching right now. And there
Right,
are
and that's the
2,000
other thing we didn't
Yeah, like-
mention is that when we do this, we are not going to, as dickish as this sounds, we are not going to acknowledge the live show or the chat.
I might sometimes acknowledge the chat, but I'm not going to bring back a subject we talked about 5 minutes ago because someone mentions it in the chat room right now.
Yeah, if the
It's-
chat shares a link that we can dedicate a whole topic to,
Yeah.
that's one thing. But we're not going to be like, well, we talked about this, and then the chat said in response to what we said, they said this. That just makes a not as good of an audio podcast, which is where 99% of our views and listens come from.
Dave says he wants video if Jessica comes on.
Well, she'll be in the non-live version of the video.
Fair enough.
But also, Dave, you're being gross. Stop being gross. Who cares? I mean,
It's fine. The real love is between me and Dave. We can have a little Jess on the side if he wants. I don't care. The real love is between me and Dave.
holy shit. What is wrong with you? She's a person with personhood. What are you?
Yeah, but Dave is a special person with special personness, if you know what I mean.
Mm.
So we're very excited about these changes, and
We do
think
need a
it's going-
female on staff on our team. Like, we're going to split the video into 4, right? Why don't we bring a 4th
No.
person in?
Because we don't have it in the budget to hire a 4th person.
Also,
We have to fire someone to make the video thing happen. I'd recommend me.
No, the whole point is to have 4 people.
you don't need 4
sections
people.
of the screen.
No, you can do 3.
Are we literally just going to put cats in the 4th section?
We
All right,
could
fair enough.
have relevant images. I don't know. We can experiment
Ooh.
with the extra room.
We can do cats.
Kashi says if it's not live, I'll stop listening. I can't go back. Well,
That's your choice.
I don't think you'll actually do that, but if you do, I'm sorry to see you go, buddy. Yeah.
The fact is, we have to think about the thousands of people, or over 1,000 people, sometimes 2,000 or 3,000, who listen to the downloaded version.
Yeah, we can't let the live show drive it. I mean, it's a lot easier to think about the live show people because you're the ones who are talking to us, right? We're not getting feedback from everyone else. But I think it's important to try to make the finished product as good as it possibly can be. And my problem isn't with the live show so much as the limitations of Google Hangouts itself. That's the problem, in my opinion. Maybe we could keep doing the live show. I mean, the way my webcam works is I can only dedicate one thing to my webcam, right? I can't stream it and record HD video at the same time. It's not possible. Maybe if I put another camera, but I make eye contact with the webcam.
Yeah,
So
that doesn't sound like a...
I don't know how to do it. I want the video product to be better, and I don't know how to do that and keep a live stream. Unless I have like a camcorder that I'm looking at and like a webcam over here, and for the live show I'm just not looking at the screen. Like I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to do it.
I think we do this new way, and if it sucks, we can always go back. Nothing is.
Yep.
Nothing
We're
is set
gonna
in stone.
depend on the Technophiliacs for feedback too, so keep in touch. But I really do think it's going to be a lot better. And the other thing is interviews will no longer happen during the live show. I will take care of those on my own, and they will be edited in. This way I can cut back the crap. I know a lot of you complain when a guest just comes on and talks about his promo crap. I would cut all that stuff out, only give you the interesting bits, and I think it would make the end product a lot better than if we just let them come on and give their chat. But also, we're going to be a lot more discerning, and I can talk to people whenever to tell them you have to be online at such and such time in order to do this. And if their connection's crap, I have time to fix it. Like the interview thing's going to be a lot better.
And what
And
I
then
think
we
we
can put
should
the
do is me and James before we do the show should watch the interview so we can talk about the interview after the interview. You know what I mean?
Totally. Yeah, I think that's going to be
Like
pretty
send
good.
it to us the day before. We'll watch it, and then that way we can all have like, hey, so I thought it was really interesting when we talked about blah blah blah, and stuff like that. So trust us, guys. We wouldn't do this. First of all, think about it this way: we are all getting paid the same amount to do more work.
Yeah, we're going to do way more work.
We did not think that this was going to be better. You know how lazy I am, guys. If we didn't think this was going to be better, would I agree to take on more work for the same money if I didn't think it was going to make the show substantially better in the long run? You know damn well I wouldn't. So just before everybody gets mad
So I
that
think,
the live show is changing and stuff, just keep that type of stuff in mind.
But I would like to keep a chat room. I would like to. It's great that they help out with the show. I really can't imagine doing the show without them. At least the conversation part of it. And I think we should try to keep doing this. Kashi's saying, I'm going to miss all of you. Well, I hope it doesn't come to that. I really hope you do hang out. I don't know. James, how could we possibly do video within the format we're talking about?
No, we can't. Hangouts is the only way I can think of it.
Yeah.
You can't publicly broadcast a Skype conference. That would be...
Well, you can. You have to use you have to use OBS or something. You have to take the Skype feeds and put them into OBS like they do for that show that I sent. And it works, but...
So we are getting people who say the change is going to be fantastic. You know what? I think you got to think about the end audio product primarily. That's what's got to drive the bus here, because that's what's going to help us grow this thing.
A little confused. Wait, stop. Why would we not use Hangouts anymore? What? Am I missing something? Why would we not use that?
Because Hangouts sucks?
Because I need my webcam.
Yeah, but we can find a way to simultaneously record and broadcast to Hangouts.
How? I have no idea how. Hangouts slows down my whole friggin' computer in a way Skype never does. Is the other problem. Like I don't know.
Well,
we can try.
I mean, that I can't solve, but that's what I assumed we'd be doing. We'd be simultaneously recording and broadcasting. So I don't know why we would switch to
Is it possible to do that from the same camera? If so, we can keep doing the Hangouts. I just don't want to. I don't want a crappy version of the show to go on YouTube and then a good one. You know what I'm saying?
Oh. Well, we wouldn't even have to. We don't have to broadcast it on YouTube. Oh, yeah, we do. Otherwise, it won't be public, will it?
Yeah. I mean, we can delete it immedately from the YouTube.
Yeah, that would be.
And then have
I'm pretty sure that we can broadcast and record locally, but I don't have a webcam bit of software that can do that yet. I was looking.
She says, I don't need the video, just audio. I don't watch the video. Neither do I. That's why I thought we have a...
We need video, because I want to see you talking. I want to see your face when you're talking. I don't want to talk like I'm on a phone. I hate phones.
Google Docs open instead of your face this entire conversation, except for the one time.
Well, you're probably one of those weirdos that's comfortable talking to people on a phone.
I primarily like radio. I think of this as a radio show to this day.
We're going to do a live audio
when we are communicating,
right? So that won't be a problem.
I think we do your face.
Well, you're not going to.
No, we are going to see...
God damn you, I'm going to see your face.
I don't... Why? Why does that matter at all?
Wait, aren't we going to...
If you're talking to someone, you want to talk to them face to face.
Aren't we going to see each other's faces on Skype anyway?
Well, yeah, that would be why we use
Skype.
But like Skype is no different to Hangouts, except it's not public.
Yeah, but we're not recording
what the point
Skype.
would be.
We're recording our individual video feeds. The Skype is just so we can see each other.
Exactly. So why would we not continue using Hangouts? Is my point.
Kashi says he wants to interact. That's the main thing, and I think we'll still interact to a certain extent during the show. We just can't let it dominate the show because the confusion it causes for people who aren't seeing the chat room as they're listening later. It's just It's too much, but we can keep having an after show, regardless of what we do.
You know what we could do? We could have
Yeah.
a segment of the show that is specifically dedicated to user questions and interaction. And then if people listening in the podcast form, it could be the last thing on the show. If people listening in the podcast form don't like that part, they just shut it off. It's done.
Yeah.
But we could have like a 10-minute thing at the end of every show, since we are broadcasting live still, where we just do interaction, like a call-in segment, but with text questions.
Tape a picture of Justin's face to your monitor, and I think that solves everything. It's not like I move that much during the show anyways. Just make an image of me your wallpaper. You'll wake up and feel delighted when you start your computer up in the morning, and then
I hate
whenever
telephones. I don't think I've ever talked on a telephone for more than 3 minutes. Over
Even
1
when you were
minute.
in high school talking to your girlfriend, you didn't like talk on the phone?
Dude, even back then we
didn't have a girlfriend in high school. You seen him in high school?
Yeah, in fairness, I went to a boys' high school, so no, I didn't have a girlfriend.
I was on the. I used to have like 3-hour phone conversations when I was in high school with girlfriend.
Oh God, no.
Okay, so then the question's just set up. If you can find a piece of software that'll allow me to record in HD while also sending the stream to you, do it. Do it.
Dave, what webcam do you have? And is it OS X compatible?
I have a Logitech something.
That's what I thought. Logitech HD something something.
It's the middle one. Is it on the webcam? Don't mind the sudden movements, everybody. I don't know, but it's really nice. It does 1080p. It even has the ability to be mounted to a tripod.
Yeah, that sounds like the one I looked up. Does it zoom?
Yep. Watch. Ready? Ready?
Yeah.
Whoa!
Oh, it's done in software though, not in not actual zoom.
Yeah, it doesn't have like a lens that sticks out or anything like that, but you know. But it also has follow my face. I'm gonna tell you the model right now. I'm logging into my Amazonian account and I'm gonna look up my recent orders. It is a C615.
I think that's the one. I don't know. I was looking at the C something 920 or something.
That's the model up from the one that I got.
That's the model up, yeah.
To have this figured out before we do the show, because I do not want you saying you'll figure it out and then you finally putting in the effort to figure out how it works 10 minutes before.
Well, the thing is, I can't figure it out for both Windows and Mac.
All right, so I just tried this right now. So I opened up my Logitech webcam recording software.
And you can record locally as well, I think.
And it said, your webcam is in use with another software. Please close that other software, and then you can use it here. So it is not.
I believe if you open the Logitech first, then it works.
But will that? But then, to use your webcam software, end video streaming in Gmail. And return here and press the reconnect button. I don't think so. I think it can only do one thing at a time because they're two completely separate instances of it being used.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
That doesn't make sense because when I was like using what is it? Whatever those broadcaster software is that I used, you can record your screen and broadcast it as a thing at the same time. It's no different to using the video stream from a webcam, for instance. I mean, that's how we could do it. We could
use podcast and not the after show.
I say we just don't use video for the live part to make it easier for
That's
everyone.
what I think. That's what I think.
Bollocks! Not talking to you, but can't see your face.
We did this podcast without seeing our face for like a year.
And I liked it so much better. I hate seeing your face, James.
I hate you.
You know how much lag the video part causes in the recording? Like, I'd much rather have no spaces in our conversation than seeing your face.
That's why we're recording locally. That wouldn't affect anything. The broadcast is only to see each other.
No. I'm saying because there's video, there's lag in when I hear you. When we just did audio only, it was like we were sitting in the same room. And that's what I want more than anything else, is that intimacy of it. Now,
You'll be fine, James. You'll get used to not seeing our faces.
It's not intimate, not having to see your face. That sucks.
No, it's intimate because you react in real time instead of the 2 seconds after like you just did. And it's video that's causing that problem.
Yeah,
you
James,
can tell me.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Die, James. I hate you.
We'll try it. If we hate it, we can do it. But how do you propose we do it technically? I don't think it's feasible unless we have
Turn your
separate
video
cameras.
quality down to very low, and then it'll work fine.
Yeah,
Well,
but the
I'd rather-
webcam will not let me do two things at once.
Yeah. How do you record it?
It will let me figure that out. It will let you do that.
Figure if you can figure it out, but you have to do it not 10 minutes before the show. Okay. And we
Thing
need
is, if we
something-
go back to using a live fucking audio thingy, that will be done 10 minutes before the show because it never worked reliably.
Yeah, but we
Okay.
can still use Google Hangouts. I think we just don't do video on Google Hangouts.
and we don't publish it to the. Maybe we have our own YouTube channel instead of it being on Make Use of's YouTube
Yeah.
channel.
Yeah, that works. We already have
And-
one, don't we? Didn't we have
I
one
think so.
before?
Yeah. So yeah, we do our own YouTube channel. If you really want to see my face, I can put it to the lowest quality. Maybe that'll help. As
If
long
it
as
will work with
no,
recording.
then I don't know how to record simultaneously. Yeah.
Yeah.
What we could do is have like a webcam program recording and then live stream our monitor, but the lag's going to be such a problem. I don't think that'll work at all. I just don't think there's a way to do that, James. I would love it if I could see your face and have decent audio quality.
Well,
and
there is for a start because XSplit does it, and you can use the webcam as a source.
Does that
and
split
as
work on
a-
Mac?
Not on Mac, no, that's on Windows. But I mean, it is possible. There's no technical limitation that says it. It's just finding the right bit of software that does it. And we
Okay.
might need to expense a bit of software, but of course it's possible.
Okay. Well, if you can figure it out and get it working and help me set it up, then I think we're good.
How's
But you
this?
know what?
How's this look right now with lagness going on here?
It's not full screen, but it is more or less in real time.
Okay, well there you go. So there's the webcam in my screen, and I'm sharing the screen share of the sharing of the caring and the staring.
But so
You could only share a portion of your screen, technically, couldn't you? Yeah.
Yeah, I could share just this program, I think, if I want. Like, let me,
You could share just a portion. You don't have to. Can you not?
Okay. So do
Hold
I
on,
have
look.
to install Windows on my MacBook to make this work, or are you going to buy me a new computer?
I'm pretty sure this software is available for Mac too.
It's
Okay.
Logitech webcam software. It's just
I'll get one of these Logitech webcams and I'll have a play around with it. Okay.
It's only the one I got is only $53, so it's not super expensive. And as you can see, the video quality is very good.
No, I think
but even
we
with
have
this not being full screen, it still lets you see my face. I mean, that's good enough, right?
I mean,
Yes.
if we're going to do that video version just for the live show, and then we do it like a proper one later, that could work. As long as that's not going to interfere with the recording. If we compromise the video quality so James can see my friggin' face, then let's just keep using Hangouts. What the hell's the difference?
I want to give James a hug. Oh, thanks, Dave.
We all hate you, James.
Or maybe we just have like our tablets streaming to the
You know-
Hangout.
Seeing as we only have like 8 viewers, we could totally invite them into the bloody Hangout and just mute them all, and they could read and watch like that or whatever.
Yeah. No, I would like it if we keep using makeuseof.com/live, the exact same setup as now, just for the live show, and then the finished product looks nicer. So let's keep figuring this out. James, play with it. I'll play with my setup over the weekend. If you're going to insist on this.
Look, this is
Yeah.
working pretty good, man. Like it's pretty close to real time.
Can you
my
not-
movements and stuff.
Can you not resize your window so it's like it's
This
only on the
particular
video?
window is not resizable. It just is the window that it is.
Oh, that's stupid.
I can make it like that. And-
Okay, everyone, thanks so much for letting us know your opinion. I'm hoping we don't wreck the live show as part of this. That's really not our intention. We just really want the final product to be better. I'm really
Why
sick.
don't we aim for a dummy run on Monday or something?
Okay. Monday or Tuesday. I'll let you know my schedule when the time comes.
Yeah.
But yeah, that could work. And yeah, I'm really excited about this. I'm really excited about the possibilities we have, especially for more long-form interviews that then I can then edit down. Because it was such a pain in the ass scheduling people. We'd have to turn down quality people because they couldn't make it at a set time. And now I could get some ridiculous human beings onto the show who are going to say absurd things, and I think you guys are going to like it.
But then I'd want them to be back on the show.
No, but the whole point is they can't come on the show because you're in a ridiculous time zone. That sucks.
If you keep getting the boring journalists, I don't care. You can go with that.
No, I'm going to have hilarious people.
Oh, god damn it!
You know, now we have a connection with Mike from Cinemassacre.com. Maybe we could have him on the show. The Angry Video
That's
Game
true.
Nerds.
That's
Homeboy.
true. So we've got lots of possibilities. Stay tuned. This is all going to be worth it. For now, though, I think we're done with the show. Oh, wait, we haven't done art yet. Holy crap. Guys.
Oh, it's my turn this week. It's my turn. Shitty art. Here we come, baby.
Okay, what do we got? What do we got? What do we want? What do we
Something
want?
shitty. I can promise you that.
James needs a hug. Do we have James crying on Facebook?
What about
I like James.
something involving James a picture, like something with James looking at you with like hearts popping out of his head because he loves your face.
James loves Justin's face. Yeah, I think that works. I think that's good.
I accidentally, force of habit, opened up Premiere Pro instead of Photoshop, though. Usually when I'm opening an Adobe program, it's Premiere Pro.
Scudderman is recommending 60 minutes of James Bruce not talking about the Oculus Rift. I'd listen to that show. Congratulations on no Oculus this episode. And I don't think we talked about piracy once either.
James, why does your face look so low quality and grainy today?
Because I turned the quality down just to show you it could be done.
Okay, can you turn it all the way up again?
Wow, the audio quality got way better when you turned it right off. That's fantastic. Keep it that way. Friggin' video. It's a load of crap. We don't like video.
Is it up all the way? It still looks grainy.
Rest of the show. I will miss this part. Again, it seems like we're going to keep it as is. We'll just have a really crappy live show video, and then we'll make a proper one after, if we can do it that way.
All right, I got to go to James's Facebook as his standard art procedure.
Yeah,
this
of course.
week I also have to go to Justin's Facebook.
Totally.
This is going to be good shit.
Justin Potato? Oh, Justine Potato, sorry.
Yeah, we learned something interesting, that anytime anybody says pot, it notifies Justin in the work chat. So we were all trying to say different things that have pot in it to get him notified. New 600 by 600.
Look what my sisters brought me. I'm so happy right now.
What is it? I'm looking at my art.
Dutch licorice candy. Just in time for the game this afternoon. So excited.
How excited are you?
I guess that's in an hour. We gotta wrap this up. So excited.
On a scale of 1 to James Bruce.
I'm at Dave LeClaire, which I believe is 2 above James Bruce.
Oh, here we go. There's a picture of James and some random guy making a heart symbol with their 2 hands together.
That would be Danny. We ran a game club in a women's university, so
fantastic.
obviously we had to
Well,
be
I'm
cute.
going to take that picture and I'm going to very poorly Photoshop Justin's face over that guy's face.
That's my awesome poster I made in the background, by the way.
For someone who loves Justin's face, he hasn't looked at it much. That's true. You're looking down at your crotch for some reason.
I'm looking at my laptop. Trying to figure out how we can do this.
James is really obsessed with wanting to see our faces during the show. I literally couldn't care less about seeing your fucking faces.
I literally don't look at it. I have it open on a tab in the background. I'm looking. When it looks like I'm looking right at the camera, I'm looking at the Google Doc. Like I have 2 monitors, and I don't have your face on one of them because I don't care. So maybe it's just you.
I look at it sometimes, but not most of the time.
I look at it when James says, "Look at this," and that's it.
Look at this. Justin, you don't have a lot of good pictures on your Facebook for me to use like James.
No, I don't put shit on Facebook. My best one's in black and white, so have fun with that.
Alright, I got an idea. I think I have an idea.
This will be fun. This will be fun.
Your Facebook is loading like stupid slow right now, though.
So, chat room, who are you cheering for today? If it's Argentina, I hate you.
Chrome sucks, man. Google Chrome is just a garbage browser. I've come to realize
I switched
that.
to Firefox. I'm so happy now.
Yeah, I switched to Safari on my MacBook. I guess I gotta just switch to Firefox on this because it is just
Safari,
pure-
you're not going to get much faster than Safari, though.
Well, yeah, Safari is like perfect, but
Mhm.
this Chrome is just, especially when using Google Drive, is just pure garbage. So slow.
Yeah. Yeah. It's amazing how Google's own products work better in other browsers.
Yeah, right? That doesn't make any sense. It should work flawlessly. In of all places to work, Chrome should be where they make it work the best, but it's the worst.
Do you not have two webcams?
No.
I do. I don't have enough USB ports to use those and my microphone.
Do you not have a USB hub?
I do, but it goes to crap when you have that many things plugged into it, doesn't it?
No.
Try that. We could try that.
I mean, that's our absolute worst case
my
scenario,
goodness.
is to keep...
Did you just find that? Where was that?
On your Facebook.
Really?
Oh, I'm on the wrong tool.
Yeah, you are. That's going to take forever. You suck.
Doobie doobie doo. Making Justin for the purposes of art in Photoshop. It's a lot of fun to mess with Justin's face. I'm only going to get the face. Just a floating head.
This is going to be awful. You didn't even get most of my... Oh, wait, no, all my hair's there.
Pretty
More or
much.
less. Mhm.
I got some feather on it. Don't worry, it'll be fine. Wait, why did this change size? I stretched it.
I mean, okay. So I've got this set up right here. Oh my goodness. So what I could do is have this, like, I don't know, right in front of my webcam. And then what the live stream can be, it's you looking at the camera, which is looking at me, right?
You're a moron.
So yeah, this is how we can do this. And the audio, it's going to look a lot better. I think this is what we do. Yeah. You don't like that plan?
No.
So yeah, this is how we can do this.
Doobie doobie doo. What do you guys think?
What?
What do you think?
That's even better than what I thought you were going to do. That's brilliant.
Yeah, I had a change of idea at midway through, so this is...
You got to put some shadow behind my head, I think, so it looks like it's popping out of the wall there.
No, I had a better idea. No, wait,
Okay.
can't do that. I was gonna draw a stick figure body on your head, but then it would block James'
would cover
heart
it up.
hand.
Yep.
But if I put your head below the heart, or like next to it,
No, I think, yeah, right there's good.
and then I draw a stick figure body below it.
No, it doesn't need a stick figure body.
Well, let's just see how it looks.
Okay, okay. A pink stick figure body. That changes everything. That's way better.
What do you think? No, it's better without the stick figure body. So we'll just make you a floating head. Oops.
Hit the history tab.
Don't tell me what to do. Alright, so let's move your head back to where it was, over here. And then... What, is there anything else we can do to this, or that? I think we're good.
You got to put the text on there, don't you?
Yeah. I gotta give you a shadow behind your head. To make it...
Now, kids, sometimes James and I are going to fight, but it doesn't mean we love you any less.
I thought you were gonna say it doesn't mean we love you, and then just end it there. Sometimes James and I fight, but it doesn't mean that we love you.
So
Let's
the
make
chat
it
room,
clear, it is your fault.
the
Ultimately.
chat room keeps saying, Dave, turn on screen share. I see your screen shared. No one else is. I don't know why this is.
Oh crap! I accidentally had it clicked on James.
Oh!
I control what the people
Oh,
see.
you idiot! You
No,
idiot!
that can't be right, because I'm not seeing me. I was only seeing you screen
Yeah,
share.
you don't. Only the broadcast sees it.
Oh. Dumbass.
I had no idea that was different.
I still have the
Wow.
wrong font though, but that's fine.
It's almost like Google Hangouts isn't ideal for broadcasting in some ways. Do you still not have the? Oh, you have the. Still have the wrong font. But I
Yeah,
think that's part
it's similar to yours, but different.
It's the underscores in a different place.
I gotta use black text. So is it James loves Justin's face? Is that what we're going with?
Yeah, that was the art title. That was the title, I believe.
James loves Justin's face. It's super hard to read.
That's completely unreadable. You're gonna have to make that white.
I gotta make it all caps.
Or pink.
Too.
You've got to replace that font, dude.
It's fine in all caps. It looks bad in not all caps. Oh, gotta make it a little smaller. A little smaller than that. 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 There we go.
You are so bad at Photoshop, it is frustrating. I hate watching that so much.
Let's make it purple. How's the purple look? Do we like purple?
I don't know, you've gone to you're audio only now.
What? Oh. This is bullshit. What's that tool that lets you select the colors? Oh, eyedropper. How do I put that on?
Oh, you're hilarious.
What's your question, Dave?
How do I do it?
How do what?
Don't worry about it. I think I got it.
What are you trying to do?
I was trying to put the color that I picked
on both.
On both, yes.
Because they're totally different right now.
I know. How do I put the color that I picked on both? How do I do it? How do I do it?
Oh, you suck.
If you can do it with the eyedropper, just select all the text that you want to change the color of.
All right. And then pick the dropper?
Yeah.
Oh, it deselected it.
Oh, well, you're just screwed. Also, select the text you want to copy the color of with the eyedropper.
That I want to copy the color. Oh, select that first?
Yep.
Okay. So I got the color. Oh, that's not the right tool.
Now highlight the text and you can click. You see in the left panel at the bottom how the two colors you've selected, one for the foreground, one for the background, are there?
Yeah.
Go ahead and click the purple.
Okay.
And then hit OK. And now it should be good.
Yeah.
There you
James
go.
loves Justin's face. I like how the picture of James is very low resolution. So the art, like it's the picture of Justin is like super crisp in HD, and the one of James is all grainy and it looks like shit.
JH Potato in the chat room. I like how he knows how I used to go by JH as a columnist. That's fantastic. Is saying, who is this person? Is saying that you are the Picasso of the Northeast.
Well,
so
yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
My art is just misunderstood. It's like Picasso. Picasso. I just said Picasso. Like the store.
It's me, Picasso. Yeah. Okay.
I was thinking more like, it's a place to buy in bulk, Picasso.
Picasso.
All right, let me put this
well, this show can't possibly get any better. See, there you go. 2-hour show, idiots. I hope you like it.
I don't know where I saved that picture to.
Oh, god damn, are we at 2 hours already? God damn it.
We're at an hour and 50 minutes. We're going to get fired. Oh, well. I'm leaving, guys. My siblings are in the other room, and I'm going to go talk to them.
Guys, I don't know where I saved the picture to. Oh, there it is.
Goodbye. See you guys. See you next week.
Alright.
Bye.
I shall go eat.
I'm stopping the
Bye,
broadcast. I love you guys.